Alright guys, this is game 2 from Happy versus Nuclear Foe U, aka FXOasd. And Cloud Kingdom is the map that Happy chose. The first map is set up in all these TSL4 qualifiers, and then future will be loser's pick. So if this does end up going on to game 3, it will be ASD's pick, as he did win the first set. Currently down 1 in the series, it is IMHappy. Very skilled in TVT and TVZ. His TVP is always kind of fallen behind. Plays a lot of like wonky 2-base all-ins, being like overtly aggressive when he probably shouldn't be. Sometimes winning anyway because he's just that boss. But his opponent, I would guess, I would still consider it a little bit of an upset, even going 1-0 over Happy in a TVT. So it is Nuclear Foe U, aka FXOasd, spawning as the Blue Terran. What do I expect to see on this map? Probably one Rax Castless expands from both of them. Not only is it the next set here, but both players just want to be a little bit safe. Cloud Kingdom is a map you can do it on too. If we do see a 13 gas from either player, I would say 99% of the time it's going to be some sort of Marine. What the? You sneaky bastard. Meanwhile, in Proxy Barracks land, this will most likely be a Concussive Marauder Shell. As we do see the 13 gas going down for Happy. This is the 1%. Happy is the 1%. When you get a 13 gas, most likely it indicates some sort of Reactor Hellion Factory medevac play. With a couple of Hellions rallied forward, you push with 8 Marines, 3 Hellions, and feel like a boss. However, amazing proxy scout here from ASD. I guess he feels, it's something relatively common to scout on this map, but that was well done. Oh, never mind. We have another barracks going down in the main base, so it looks like Happy's just going to transition out of this. Meanwhile, we do have the orbital command so much faster here for ASD, and it's actually going to force Happy most likely to build an additional supply depot. Yeah, there we go. So he's actually building supply depot number 2 before he even gets an orbital in production, which is really detrimental to his economy. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, delaying your orbital for a couple seconds, but it's really a pretty big deal. Getting that mule a bit earlier allows you to pop down that additional production. No add-on quite yet. I expect to see reactor though, like I really do. You know what? Bam! Alright, so 50 gas, and he immediately throws down a reactor, trying to pick away here at this MLG depot. Meanwhile, in the base of Happy, we see him also actually queuing up a third SCV. Or no, I guess a second Marine, not a third Marine, as his barracks was so freaking late. So it seems like we're actually not going to see a reactor. If it will, it'll be the delayed reactor, possibly even straight up on the factory, which is a bit odd. Uncloaked Banshees could also be a possibility. I don't know. I'm a bit confused. Oh, it looks like we're just going for Marine Hellion medevac pressure without the reactor. Meanwhile, looks like Reactor Hellion's here from ASD, and there's the command center. Cool build. I wonder if he's actually going to transition into mech off of this. ASD is somebody who has always run Marine Tank in this matchup. Marine Tank or Pure Bio, like TSL Polt. Oh, we do actually, yeah. It's going to be a Banshee follow-up. This is interesting. It looks like a 1.5 minute delayed push off of a gas first. So here we go, getting that Banshee out. This will be able to do actually a fair amount of damage, considering we do still have this double Hellion production. Oh. Opting to switch it out now. I guess after he scouted the gas of his opponent, he doesn't want to go Marineless for this long. He only has 2 out on the field, and both of them actually, getting picked off there. However, this is the worst way to possibly scout your opponent going Hellions, as you lose pretty much everything you have that can deal a fair amount of damage to him. Some nice micro there by ASD. He will manage to get another Hellion in the process, and man, if he goes back and repairs at this point, he's going to be in such a good position. We do have a Banshee moving across the map, and this ASD, yeah, keen to get out of there. If we take a look at the units lost, along with those additional building cancels, this is really not going Happy's way so far. We'll see if he's able to pull himself back into this, but at the moment, he's just getting additional geysers up now, and if he does actually want a mech, then, which it looks like he may. Generally, you'll see a barrack swap there for stim, more indicative of bio play. However, we do have ASD still going for Tank Viking Reactor Marine. This second gas was just finished now too, so this is a little bit ahead of Happy's, and there goes the gas as natural. You want this third gas up as much as possible. A lot of people in TBT stay on two gas. Like really, I just avidly suggest that you get an additional gas as soon as you take an expansion, regardless of when it is, unless you're going for double gas after 1 racks before you get your second supply depot, because that way the gas timings are all kind of smushed. And we do actually have a third and fourth geyser from Happy, so he knows he's a little bit behind. His barracks was pretty, actually, delayed for quite a while. And we do have the siege mode on the way. I don't want to say that that Happy always plays mech too. This is a map that's actually pretty good for mech. You can't really be harassed by drops after you take this third with decent turret placement, so I'd kind of expect on a map like this to see mech. His marine control is like absolutely astounding. It's funny that both like Empire Happy and IMHappy have insane marine control. Losing a Hellion there manages to scout his opponent's tank count, which is pretty big. What's ASD's marine count at right now? 16. He has most of them positioned. No, where did I see them on the map? Oh, I guess they're in position here to try and defend against that Banshee. Pushing out across the map right now, and he actually has a lot to his name. About a 10 supply lead, but if we take a look at the tank count, that's pretty huge. Keep in mind though that Happy does have the defender's advantage at this point. And I love this additional scouting there, throwing the marine down. There is a medevac with this, so he can actually siege up right here, and yeah, Happy knows. He knows. Meanwhile, he has a third command center going down behind this, and if this gets up, actually, before ASD starts one of his own, that could be the thing he needs to get back in here. We do have a Banshee actually complete for him right now, so most likely we are going to see mech. Yeah, there's Factory 2 and 3. Some additional posturing here from our IM Terran. And ASD, this is so annoying when you don't have a sensor tower. And ASD is playing this very, very patiently. I like the fact that he's not committing. Of course, he doesn't have stim, so it's incredibly hard to overcommit. Without stim or combat shields, you just kind of move your marines up and they all die to siege tanks. If we take a look at the worker count actually right now, yeah, 57 to 46. Pretty big in ASD's favor. We do have additional production structures from him. And this is something that I think in this match really didn't work to his advantage because he wasn't able to make that trade early on to deter his opponent's, or I guess just like limit his opponent's tank count. Deter not quite the right word. Nice. Nice defense here from Happy. It's important that you keep your tanks on siege, maybe have one positionally, so that you can siege up your opponent's tanks and also faster, and then also just like move back and forth between one and the other. If your opponent goes for a flank up here and manages to get a position in this location right here, with a medevac, it's incredibly difficult to break it, regardless of how strong your army is. You can easily lose like 20-30 supply ahead of your opponent with a bad engage positionally against really well-placed siege tanks. We do have 1-1 on the way, looking very similar to the last game. Happy's blue flame timing completing around 13 minutes. And we do have, yep, a second factory on the way too. I like it. Generally, you want to go like a 3-to-2 ratio of tech labs to reactors when you're going like Marine Marauder tank against a meching Terran. But these Marines, unless it gets to the late game and you're already maxed out, these are such a great buffer before you get that many Hellions out, and they do a lot more against Marauders than Hellions do early on. Later on, it doesn't really matter because you have tank upgrades and tanks absolutely shred marauders, but until then, you need some sort of buffer. I like this barracks placement. He always has it out in a astute location. I guess astutely placed position. Man, I'm misusing words like a boss today. It's really early. My voice was still groggy when I was doing the last recording. I'll be recording these all in line. Interesting, we actually have a sensor tower being placed by the bio players, not something you often see. He doesn't really have all that much in the way of SimCity here, though, so... However, his army is in position, which is always a good thing. Meanwhile, worker count, still around 10 advantage for ASD here. And ASD, it used to be his best matchup TBT. I don't know recently, I haven't really followed him that much. But Stim is complete for him. He's waiting on Combat Shield now, though, which is going to be very, very important to hold this. So let's see. High ground positioning advantage is very, very, very key on a map like Cloud Kingdom. However, so is air. And we're watching Happy pick off some of these tanks with these 2 Banshees here. I like the fact that he gets 2, too. A lot of people just get 1. And it gets picked up by a Marine, and you're just sitting there waiting for another one to complete. Nice target firing by ASD, though, immediately going for that 1 Banshee. Unfortunately, losing a lot of Marines to it, and this is that position that's incredibly hard to break without tanks. And he's losing a lot of them right now. Oh, man. Things are not looking good for ASD. Both players' ground weapons actually completing roughly the same time. It's kind of funny to note. Ooh, wow. Huge break going on here. And we do have the remainder of the tanks from ASD. He currently has 1 to his name right now. He does manage to keep all of his SCVs alive, but I mean, look at this force from Happy. The army supply lead is roughly 30 in his favor, and the tank count, 17 to 2. We do have a counterattack coming in here, a couple of Marines that will manage to pick off a fair amount of SCVs and possibly even get this command center. Yeah, that is going down. So, trying to equalize in his own way, but yeah, this is the reinforcements from Happy here. Oh man, not quite getting the scan off to see those tanks in time and losing all of his bio units. Still maintaining the Viking count, shredding all of his Marauders. This Thor soon to fall as well if it doesn't get out of dodge. But Happy's income is like equally stunted at this point. Yeah, take a look. I mean, we're 18 minutes in the game. Oh my gosh, they're all going through the choke because the supply depots aren't lowered. It's brutal. Looks like we will be seeing Happy take this game as he currently has a 60 supply lead. Entrenched into this position, and take a look at the reinforcements he has at home. He's just realizing now, like, you know what, I'm just going to go kill my opponent. However, we do have a 3rd base in a somewhat ninja location. It's not really all that hidden, but... Ooh, nice scan there by ASD. Moving forward with the Thor, unfortunately, it was not repaired. I honestly think if that was full HP, he would have been able to break this contain, leaving only these 3 tanks left, and then he could just like move the Marauders out to pick them off. I mean, the air superiority is like, you can't really say enough of it. However, look at the minimap. Oh, we have a little bit of a bit by bit here. Gumio would be proud. And these timings, like when you know you can kill an opponent, you just want to pull a couple SCVs to repair your stuff, as well as just go in and buffer a little bit. Oh man, here comes the units. He didn't see all these Hellions, and there's the good game. Alright guys, that is game 2. We will be going on to game 3 next. I'll try and upload these within a short period of time, but if you liked it, go ahead and give a like. I feel like I'm apathetic and not caring, but that's just because I'm yawning so much. I'm sorry, I'm a horrible person. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.